earlier today, like just maybe 30 minutes ago-ish, my kids were outside with their dad playing, and my mom decides to stop over. I have a no trespass order against her because she threatened to unalive her cat in a very vicious and brutal way. And it was a whole ordeal. I took possession of the cat because she gave it to me. I told her that I would find a good place for it to live, basically. And she gave it to me, and she's living with me. She's fine. She's in a loving home. She's doing great, okay? And I'm going to post updates of the cat just because I feel like it's important to show what kind of bullshit animals go through at the hands of sick people that shouldn't own animals. I don't know if anybody else has ever... I'm sure there's a lot of people in the world that has experience of dealing with... not so great parents, I guess. I don't know, narcissistic parents. Well, my mom is a really sick person, mentally sick person, and she always has been. Me and my brothers, we went through a lot of crap when we were younger, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I made the decision, finally, as, a grown-ass woman and as a mother, to go full no contact with this lady, okay? Because, obviously, after I heard her very clearly say that she was going to do really bad things to her animal, like I said, if a person has no compassion or regard for their own animal, I do not expect them to have any compassion for me or my kids, so it's full no contact, and she doesn't give a shit. What's a trespassing order to a person like that? I'm not really sure, because she walked up like there was no issue. And, the kids are outside, and I'm like, I should have called the police while she was there. She wasn't there very long, but I should have, but I didn't, because I don't want my kids to see even an ounce of what I went through as a child with that woman. And if the police would have came, it would have been a whole ordeal. She would have went to jail right in front of my kids, and so as soon as she went to leave, my husband called the police and reported her being there. But the thing that I'm really annoyed about is that, like I said, if anybody has any experience in dealing with a parent like this, then they know when they start to lose control over what they feel like is theirs, and they should have control over, I guess. I don't know. I'm not exactly an expert in this. I've just lived it. I've just lived through the trauma of being a child of a parent like this. Okay, so she flipped out because the day she came and banged on my door after I decided to go no contact, I didn't exactly tell her about it. I just didn't even want to speak to her after I heard what she did to this cat and everything. I just didn't want to speak to her again. So after that, she came and banged on the doors. It was Sunday, so she goes to church, and she was banging on the doors, and I took my kids into their room. I had the doors all shut, and I took my kids into the room to play, and I was just trying to kind of ignore that she was at the door. And so she freaked out because I'm sure she knew she was losing control. So she flipped out, and she called the police, and she made up a bunch of bogus ass lies, and I mean nasty, slanderous lies. Mind you, I did not know that she was making up half of the lies that she was making up. I was sure that she was going to say something stupid like, oh, she's in there dead. There's something wrong with my daughter. She's in there dead, just because a person doesn't answer the door. So I already knew that was going to be one of the lies. But there was another lie that had to do with my health, which is very offensive and very serious to accuse a person of having a disease like this. It's a disease, and it's not a great disease. I mean, it's a very serious disease, and I'm almost sure, I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure my mom would know that I wouldn't have a disease like this. I mean, obviously, how could she know if I did or if I didn't? That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make here. But when I went to request the police report where this was all documented down, because I was going to go put a CPO against her. It's sad that I have to try to put CPOs against people to set boundaries. That's how little respect I have as a parent and as a human being in general, clearly. You know, I'm starting to open my eyes and see that. But when I started to read through it, I'm like, why would they document this? This specific disease? Why would they even put that on paper? Just because it's like a hearsay thing. Oh, she's got this and I'm worried about her. Okay, so I didn't think too much about it. I was thinking about going into the police station and bringing it up. Like, look, I've dealt with a lot of discrimination by you guys, okay? And like, this is not okay. But anyway, when the cop, I know it takes me like forever and a day to say stuff, and I'm so sorry. And I appreciate anybody that sticks with me talking. But when they came to, I called right after she left to make the report that she had been there and to get her, I don't know, I think she's getting criminal trespassing stuff. I'm standing my ground, and she's going to respect my boundaries one way or another. And I know there's going to be a shit storm that comes with this. I know I'm in for a lot of hurt, and I'm trying to prepare myself for it. But anyway, the point, as the officer, I'm going to get the body cam footage for this, but the officer asks, you know how they ask your name and the person's name, and they want information on you guys to know who they're dealing with or whatever. Okay, well, he asks, and the dispatch person that's speaking to him over the walkie-talkie, I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100% sure. But the first thing she says is my name, and then she says this disease that's documented on that paper that should not be documented. That's slander. And you took down slander. You wrote down slander. Somebody calling to slander a person. You wrote it down. And then you verbalize it. The radio. You say this over the radio. What if it wouldn't have just been me standing there with my husband? What if it would have been me standing there with people that, you know, that could have had a major impact on them thinking that I had a disease like this, which I don't. And I'm planning to, my husband's in an appointment right now. And when we leave, I'm planning on taking my, my health records from the last time I went to the doctor and got tested for all, you know, you get tested for all the diseases or whatever. I'm planning on taking that into the police station and showing them, no, this is not a disease I have. And I could potentially sue the hell out of you probably for even repeating something that you heard from a drunk person that's freaking out because she lost control over her grown-ass daughter. That's insane to me. I've dealt with a lot of discrimination when it comes to the Whitehall Police Department, but that takes the cake. This takes the cake. That's not okay. That's not okay. And this was what I mean by a lot of not okay things are happening here. And it's just like, oh, whatever, she's mentally ill, so who gives a shit? No, my mental illness does not have anything to do, nothing to do with the irresponsible behavior that has been done this time from the Whitehall Police Department. And I'm going to make that, I'm going to stand up for my damn self, because I'm sick of being walked all over by people. Like I said, to the point where I have nobody respects my boundaries. Nobody. They look at me like I'm just, and one of the reasons why they don't respect my boundaries is because the Whitehall Police Department would show up when I would make claims against like what was going on with my neighbors and stuff. They would show up and just make fun of me instead of standing by me as a concerned parent and attempting at least to protect or even find out what the hell's going on with my toddlers. That's one of the reasons why I have no respect. So yeah, that's not okay. A lot of the things that the Whitehall Police Department has done is not okay. Please tell me if that's okay. I don't understand. I don't understand how things are just okay. I don't know.